Hi, I'm Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza, and I'm hoping you can spare a few minutes to hear me out. On May 13th, Mother's Day, Marco Antonio Muñoz, a Honduran man who had crossed the southern border into the U.S. with his wife and 3-year-old son the day before, committed suicide soon after being forcibly separated from his 3-year-old son. Jailed and likely believing that he'd never again see his family, he took his life in an act of ultimate despair. People are literally dying as a result of a cruel zero-tolerance immigration policy unapologetically embraced by President Trump that has already separated over 2,000 children from their parents, forcibly, even as one was being breastfed by her mother. This in the United States of America. Words can't begin to properly express the depth of anger and horror that I feel towards the Trump administration's racist, anti-American, and evil policy of tearing children away from the loving arms of their parents. Parents whose only crime was risking their lives to seek asylum and a chance at life for their children in America, the country they heard was a beacon of hope. These acts are cruel, inflict irreparable harm on thousands of children, and do nothing to make our country safer. President Trump would like us to believe that all immigrants are criminals, the worst of the worst, looking to infest our country. While patently false by referring to human beings as unwanted pests, he succeeds in dehumanizing them. By dehumanizing them, he sets the stage for even worse atrocities to come. America is in danger of losing her soul. Look, if you support the separation of families, stop. It's un-American. If you've never walked a day in those people's shoes and lack an ounce of empathy to try to relate, you should thank God that you won the lottery of being born in America. Just try to imagine what it would feel like for you to have your screaming child ripped out of your arms. And in the name of what? A zero-tolerance policy that has zero humanity? And don't say it's for America, because America is better than that. Stop enabling a president who tweet by tweet and child by child is destroying the very fabric of what makes America what it truly is. The greatest idea ever created. A country made of immigrants and built by immigrants and ideals that welcomes and fosters dreams, not one that's cruel and ruthless. As the proud daughter of Mexican immigrants and one of the highest ranking women in Illinois government, it's not lost on me that my parents sacrificed their personal dreams to give their kids a shot at the American dream. They loved this country, and thanks to a Republican president, Ronald Reagan, they became proud Americans and model citizens. And it's people like my parents and so many other loving, caring, and hard-working immigrants, coupled with true Americans who open their arms to strangers in need, that make America great. President Reagan was right. President Trump is dead wrong. We are a nation of laws, but sometimes we get it wrong. Rather than embrace this evil policy, President Trump can unilaterally end it now, but he won't. So it's up to us to make sure that Congress stands up to the president and his zero-tolerance policy of separating families, reset our nation's moral compass, and regain its soul. We can be on the right side of history. So please join me and so many others on both sides of the political aisle in speaking out and mobilizing against this inhumane policy. Here are 3 things that you can do to help. Number 1, support advocacy organizations that are helping separated families. There's a whole bunch doing great work. Pick one or pick several. Number 2, Contact your representatives in Congress and let them know you're opposed to the zero tolerance policy of separating families. Your voice has the power to force real change. Use it. And number 3, exercise your constitutional right, while you still have it, to protest. Show up to a march or a rally near you and show that the America that we love still has a beating and loving heart. You can find helpful links at the end of this video and on my website. Thank you so much for listening.